Hey everyone, welcome back to XGen Investor. Let's talk about Heliostar Metals, a company that's moving so fast it's hard to believe it was only founded in 2020. They're already producing gold, generating real cash flow, and laying out a credible path to become a mid-tier gold producer. We're talking 300 to 500,000 ounces a year by the end of this decade. The growth has been aggressive but smart. They're picking up undervalued, permitted gold projects in Mexico, real assets that were overlooked or neglected, and bringing them back to life. Their biggest move so far? Picking up Argonaut Gold's entire Mexican portfolio for just $5 million. That deal included 2 producing mines, a development stage asset, and a big exploration target. And on top of that, they canceled the $20 million payment they owed on their flagship project, Ana Paula. That's not just a good deal. It's the kind of transaction that changes the trajectory of a company. Since then, it's been full steam ahead. They restarted production at La Colorada in early 2025 using old stockpiles that didn't make sense at 1990s gold prices, but do now. These are low-cost ounces that are already generating cash. San Agustin, the second producing asset, is set to resume primary mining later this year after getting the first open-pit expansion permit issued in Mexico since AMLO left office. That alone is a sign the political climate is improving for miners who know how to work locally. The financial side is just as impressive. They used debt to finance the Argonaut deal and paid it back in just 3 months, no dilution. They ended Q1 2025 with $27 million in cash and 0 debt. Most juniors couldn't dream of that kind of balance sheet strength. Heliostar is focused on self-funding its growth, using free cash flow from operations to build the next phase of the business, especially Ana Paula. Now, let's talk about the team, because this is where it gets really interesting. Charles Funk, the founder and CEO, is positioning himself as one of the smartest mining executives of the next generation. He's technical, aggressive, and he understands how to put assets to work. He's surrounded himself with real talent, including names like Greg Bush and Sam Anderson, both with deep operational and project development experience. And on top of that, they inherited a seasoned operations crew through the Argonaut acquisition, which means they didn't just buy mines, they bought people who already know how to run them. There's something that Rick Rule says that really applies here, and I think more investors should pay attention to it. He talks about investing in people over decades. Their names come up again and again, Ross Beatty, Robert Quartermain, and others. Why? Because those people make him money, over and over. Heliostar's team feels like the early innings of that kind of story. If they keep hitting targets like they've done so far, Charles Funk might just be one of the names that shows up on that list 10 or 20 years from now. So what's next? Heliostar is guiding for 30,000 to 40,000 ounces of production this year. Once Ana Paula comes online, they are planning a construction decision by the end of the year. That number grows substantially. The project has a high-grade core with over 1 million ounces at nearly 6 grams per ton and a zone of over 200,000 ounces at better than 10 grams. This is a future high-margin underground mine with a short timeline to production, maybe as soon as early 2028. By then, they're projecting 150,000 ounces to 200,000 ounces per year. And with Cerro de Gallo and San Antonio still in the pipeline, they see a path to 300,000 ounces, even 500,000 ounces a year by 2030. This is not a story about hoping gold stays above $3,000. This is a story about smart leadership, fast execution, and a clear plan to grow into something serious. Heliostar Metals is still early in its life cycle, but if they stay on track, I think a lot more investors are going to be talking about them really soon. You might have noticed that I've moved away from generating AI podcasts and shifted to this format. I'd love to know what you think. Leave a comment and hit the like button if you found this informative. This is my third time covering Heliostar. I met Charles at last year's New Orleans investment conference and attended a luncheon that he held. It was the highlight of the conference for me, and when Charles was done with the presentation, you could feel the buzz in the room. I'm incredibly impressed by what he and the team at Heliostar have done, and I'm a happy shareholder. That said, I am biased, and you should not consider this to be investment advice. Do your own research and consult a licensed financial professional if you deem it necessary. All investments come with the risk of loss.